This is Xavier Lee. Get a little bit more involved in this on deep appreciation.
If and when that opportunity, he had the chance, as we referenced, we're productive in that part of the offense.
Right off the start, Adam Thielen, over 100 is up front. As he's looking for from Andy Dalton, he said, look, I don't want a passing game, and specific. After a pickup of 4, both third and short here. Worst third down team through week 2. So
look at it, only 2 of 22. Last week's game to the offense's advantage.
Dalton protected and
Thursday off to just go. Sees Thielen wide open and deliver. You saw him really excelled in the quick.
Here on 1st and 10. Dalton from the gun. Bird steps up in the pocket, along the near sideline. For Carolina. Defensive starters for Pierce took over the reins week 9 at the controls. For finding a seam, Hubbard to Jack Jones. It's a pickup of 9.
Hey, inside on a rhythm to the offense.
In short, Hubbard. Dave Canales struggles to the degree we've had on this run game. Of course, waiting for the.
When you look at their run game,
they mix a running pass to this point. First over the middle, it's caught. Airborne.
Pressure. Really nice pass.
Dalton. Fade. Dalton trying to give him a chance
for the Panthers offense. You know, last plays. And so they struggle, but so far.
Dalton bangs his way. Rejuvenated behind Vegas.
Oh my goodness. Outside.
Boy, it did not take long for his imprint on this team.
For everybody in this franchise, right at the Raider defense.
To play with a lead as Gardner Minshew, where they were at halftime in that game, blicked. From that point,
a huge win. And when you talk to, haven't been able to really put together a complete game.
3-yard line to the ground game. Young man who spent the last couple of years, but worst so far in the NFL. That hit left guard. They do expect.
And it hasn't really been one thing. Opportunities that, quite frankly, isn't together yet on the ground.
White taking on tackles. They brought down by Troy Hill. This is a Carolina when they lost Derek Brown to that stating injury for this team, as we have the athletic trainers come on for
their right tackle.
3rd-year right tackle onto the field, and Mumford in Cleveland. 3rd and 4. Shoe flushed out a little bit. Is going to hold him to a 3-and-out. Mike Jackson a punt. Blackshear will stand deep. Mumford back to Vegas in 30 seconds. Dalton on their first drive, 5 of 6. Before that short, he has missed so far this young season. It was Bennett on the cover.
It around nicely and hits for 18 yards.
Panthers go fake from Dalton, maybe to get him to Crosby, missing those 2 second to last play.
100% of the snaps. To play that many snaps, but to have.
So Robinson coming.
5-yard penalty.
End. The least penalized team in the history of the league, the most penalized.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Bevan at 36, but now
Hubbard and a lot more. Marcus Epps, but not before.
Raider defense has been mistakes, but they let some.
Tell you, one of the first players to huge hug was Bryce Young. He said that this week he was benched. He told us right
now cheering on his teammate Andy Dalton. The decision when we sat with him until last night and right through game day today. But Canales knows this is kind of
really almost an impossible position, because his history of being able to develop a first pick in the draft that they gave.
Dalton, he's with Johnson, the intended receiver.
Where patient at the line of scrimmage.
2nd year corner at Johnny Hekker on the punt for the first time. Sam is going to let this one bounce. Down it for the Panthers and connect. Same man who was refereeing that one. 7-0 Carolina lead. Tough score last week down the stretch. Raiders have been a little questionable for the Raiders. There's a near White. Game established here at the start.
And you look at Carolina's defense, they haven't really been able to get, and they just kind of allowed the charge. No doubt that not having Brown in the lineup.
Again, 3rd and 5. You consider preseason, there's still a lot of.
He can get on a run and then at a confident level.
You certainly saw. Now to say pick up 10 at a Las Vegas first.
To see it, be able to protect it.
That's where we sit here as we cross the form. Drake It's Jacoby Myers, the Panthers defense.
How good.
August the 22nd, they got him for the shot. Deep down the field. 54.
By Minshew to Tucker.
To the ground game here with Madison, Cincinnati, as we get up.
5-yard penalty.
On track. It's really been Adams this week. But, you know, they haven't really been able to take advantage. But just beautifully field from Minshew.
That was the 10th offense in the NFL till this point. 1st and 5 after the penalty. White slips the initial, finally showing a heartbeat for the right
dude. He's not a cut.
Minshew the handoff to White. We asked Antonio Pierce about on our backs. It's on our O-line. Minshew the initial fake. Second-year target.
In the pocket. Bad foot. Maybe it wasn't going to be attack
as Madison. Initial fake. They give chase. Minshew trying to wait at that first down marker.
Right. Challenge that.
They want Madison on the take. Touchdown. Up to the quick snap before.
Because his toe definitely heads up play, and that is a heck of an answer. Started deep. And an answer by Gardner Minshew and the Raiders.
Well, that's a big statement from
I'm a big statement guy.
To put it perfectly through the upright. So, all right. So Carolina vision to potentially challenge. So Minshew here on the kick returns, and that is where Andy Dalton and the Panthers goal. So 7-7 game from Dalton. Butler, talented defensive line that will do it for the Panthers on CBS. But you just can't overstate helm after Josh McDaniels was fired. Week 9. And the Spirits
connect with all 53.
Hubbard, boy, Carolina making a state first down runs of 9 yards.
At the top of the show, Spiro, that they can't extend drives.
Jonathan Mingo to get him an opportunity a couple of weeks. Opening day in New Orleans, week in the home opener. They were
and again, if you can't stay on the field, I don't know if anybody really saw this and able to execute and find any balance.
Robert Spillane.
As you see the tight end come across and just found himself with a sack. And
Panthers defense has not allowed a conversion this season. But Dalton, right, a pickup of 24. Flag. What a pass by Dalton. Out just 5 catches to the first. Is stuffed, unable to get to the line of scrimmage. Down offense that has been historical.
And one of the troubling parts
on 2nd and 10, they're breaking free. There is a hack as Lee Gett shows.
Offside. Defense number 9. First down.
It's a 30.
And I think Carolina fan.
What a career he's got in front of him. Hubbard cutting back. Spillane scrimmage. And it will be set
for this game. And you look at the Panthers. What are they doing 3rd down? What do they do in the red zone? You really don't know what to expect. Where are they going to try and strike?
Dalton has been the workhorse. Hubbard slipping for Carolina. Now Dave Canales. Now we hit the 10-minute mark before halftime.
Rarely do you do it. And we haven't really called Max Crosby.
But this is where Crosby is so he puts some air under it to the end zone. It's caught in. And the Panthers
side leverage. There's nobody over
in that trade with the Steelers. Touchdown as a
now the Panthers GM.
The temporaries warms the heart in that 4th quarter last week in their comeback.
And that's the first time, if you think about
play here to White, cuts back yards in the touchdown. But in the 4th, just consider the production that they've had here.
And not to mention from the Baltimore defense.
Little misdirection here as the centerpiece of this Carolina defense. A lot of new faces trying to put it all together as they play on a 3rd and 7.
Well, it has to be knowing that you see immediately after the play. If you're planning on doing anything else, you're not going to hand.
Dial up here on 4th and 3. Here they come. They target Jackson. Play the playoffs. Multiple division champions. Talking for $137 and already 2 touches. Miles Sanders.
Diontae Johnson for his 2nd touch.
Dalton getting there first for the Raiders.
The Raiders, any duress on Andy.
Unprotected, sling it on over them. He had a chance.
He did, yes.
And
he's open right in the middle of the field.
Probably should have squeezed that as we see multiple. Last week in that home opener, just couldn't squeeze it on that. And Thielen still talking to 7-point Panthers. We got certainly royalty. And, he's got to feel much better, but so good. Minshew to the J.C. Horn, and now we'll check the. What a matchup between Adam.
Butt foul. Automatic first down.
His wrist or his right arm.
And Minshew here is going to work from the gun. There to pick up a couple. It's in halftime report from New York. JB scores and highlights. Spiro Ditas, Adam Marcelletta, Didi Kinker, Mark Grant, our director. Rest of the row, fantastic. Minshew protected. Adams hard, stiff arm. Makes the tackle. Physical.
And, you know, in game plan in 3rd and 4th down situations.
Minshew on 3rd and 2. Adams, boy, what's the... They ruled that Adams did not.
And look, again, opportunities. You've really got them to play here so far today.
In the day, the worst points per game over the first 2 before halftime. Keep in mind, it will be Raiders. Andy Dalton, marvelous so far. But right now, the Raiders playing. The play here to Sanders, and he's going. Let's check in with Aditi.
But he tried. Antonio Pierce, what Pierce told me just at the end of the first ankle. Crosby insisted to me.
Just be smart. He's got him multiple times. And so in first charge timeout by him. Of course, everyone raves about him. Everyone sees how I play the way I do.
You realize as impressive that his mental
on 2nd and a breaking free. The Weeks picks up 5th
at the bottom of the screen. And this block. To a
set of downs. That was the 6th different Dalton. Dalton this time back by Jack Jones for the Raiders.
And then just gets a little bit away with that interception here right before. To end drives. And unblocked. Get in 3rd and long situations. Dalton's been able to find those areas in this.
Here they come. Quick trick to catch. It mattered. He was short of the sticks. Boy, how in the world was that ruled an incomplete? Raiders down 7 to Desert as we welcome you back inside us. Andy Dalton on to punt. Right around the 32-yard line, a punt of JB and the crew standing by. Halftime report. Last week in Baltimore, Arch, what have you seen from Minshew?
Ability to execute in those 3rd and short.
Minshew flushed out of the pocket, throws Abdullah. Well, flag was thrown now right around the 40-yard line.
Offense number 8. 10-yard.
Timeouts.
First feels the pocket. Jaden Peavy made the run. So Carolina uses its first time line of Antonio Pierce. Expect Carolina look dead in the water after.
To consider here, it's 2nd and 20. Or do you try to pick up the first down?
Again, feeling the pressure. Jadeveon Clowney get rid of the football. It's going to be 3rd and 23.
2 negative plays, and going to give Andy Dalton, who has been for 3 points.
Who's had the bulk of that defense. You don't just run the ball twice.
Concede it, but you're thinking, okay, in reality, what's our chances of
punters in NFL deep right around his own 20. Makes the first guy miss, breaks to the side. Field position for Andy Dalton. And here comes Andy.
Only rushed 4.
Quick strike near side, 6.5. As Dalton Queed, week 10 of last on the season. Dalton, that pass to looked like it.
As of late on Dalton, you go and they were able to get somebody up.
Dalton, first down and more. Johnson showing the wheels. He's still going. 3 seconds. He picks up.
And Hobbs, who is a terrific football.
They still got that one tap to the end zone. Magnificent pass from Dalton. 31-yard touchdown.
Boy, that was a rip.
Such a heart and soul, great undrafted player.
Yeah, that I've seen in his career. That was an absolute rip. Great throw. Just
Didi all over it. We'll get an update with her. His 3rd touchdown pass, as Arch mentioned at the top. Game of the season, and this one is following the siege
of this opportunity.
By the way, 8th career touchdown pass. He's only Finai Jordan have talked about this teacher, Arch, and he's just team.
Yeah, you know what it happens to is to be able to take a step back and you get a chance to sit back. Much different perspective.
21-7. Dave Canales' job early, exactly what the doctor ordered. 21's
on track.
Tight end Bowers, and Bowers there for the
huge.
Panthers, a pickup of 21. First,
3rd start of his quite a bit.
Daniel Carlson's hit line Arch right around the 40-yard line from Minshew on first down. That pass Dag is thrown.
Spot foul. Automatic first down.
This interference.
injury situation now for Antonio. Minshew has to work quickly. Little side. Slipping the initial tackle.
I mean, this should be a tackle right now to get out of bounds. Excellent job. Now,
7th year in the league for Carlson. Sound, but Carlson to take. And he has the Panther dynamic kickoff from the goal line, and the Raider and Arch back up here in the booth. Just to what we've seen today.
Well, it's exactly the passing game and converting on their defense on the field. And you've seen far first half of football, everything.
Over the first couple of weeks of the season, Carolina Panthers. Looks like it's Lonnie Johnson. And Chicago as the play caller over came up under McCarthy and Green. They begin here. Wait. Run it right.
Spirit, we saw Adam Thielen injury, but the Panthers are not ruling him out.
All right, Aditi all over it as usual. Here's some of the boos here. How do they get this offense?
Coming into this game, coming in the worst in the NFL, Carolina defense has been allowing it.
Minshew deep down the field. Working against J.C. Horn.
Like, he comes out of that little stint this season and another 3.
Silver and black fans, there is a flag goal. What a potentially 8 on the return.
18 over 49. 10-yard penalty.
Holding penalty. It's on push.
It was on the shoulder pads.
Since Antonio Pierce took over. So Carolina's defense in the pocket. Dalton.
Oh my good.
Johnson.
Shooting out of the break. Right at an exception
completed to 7 different
win right before halftime. That was a
numbers in those key statistical categories. Hubbard's got a first able to get to him, and it's Hubbard. Robert Hunt, whom they lose
money here on this offensive line.
Run play to Sanders. Arch, that was the other. They do the same for Damian Lewis around Bryce Young, but the season, and boy, what a difference.
Hasn't had an impact.
Sanders was the intended target. Hobbs.
Really, Andy Dalton gets away from it. If Crosby.
Field goal range. Dalton's pass. Pitching time here for his field goal unit.
Job for the Raiders, bringing an uncle.
To play for the points here. The sport. This one a 43-yard attempt. Good snap. Good hold. 24 to. Of his redheaded quarterback, and
a good half of football for Antonio Pierce's offense.
End zone crosses the 25. 28-yard return by Abdullah to sign up today. A 9-6. This one ends here in week 3. Minshew should be able to make some throws to get this.
Only in this game. 7 drives. Credit the Panthers defense, but
they start to muddy. Minshew, they get second time they get to
their 3rd and very long.
Minshew evades another run for it, lunges forward, maybe a half yard, maybe a run of 10. Minshew on a kick.
I don't know. Based on initial spot, he did not get it.
Ajero ever.
Going back to last week has just been a
turnaround here as you give Dalton and come to Lee Gett.
That was a long for
Dalton faking. This is Hubbard, first down and more. Than 10. Let's go downstairs to Aditi.
Pierce gathered on the bench. Look, we've heard this from every single one, and Marvin Lewis in being a
deep and then some here. Dalton off down early 4th quarter. They had no.
It really was Jacoby Miles. He started to hit Adams, and then he found plays that could give this
in towards the end zone. A little bit off target backfield. And this one looks to be. See how Antonio Pierce wants.
Hands to the face. Offense number 79.
It's their left tackle, Ekem.
Kissed. Really nice job against the soft coverage.
Dalton tucks it away. Dalton backfield. Is this one potentially coming back?
3. 10-yard penalty.
Center. And that wipes away. As they try to
questionable hold. The people around him.
Second across on a crossing route. Luke Masterson on the tackle as he's. And now Diontae Johnson, 3rd and 20. We'll see what can happen.
Just a 4-man rush.
To Sanders, has a lead blocker inside the 20. He needed the 8 for the first down. And brought down by Marcus Epps. Point lead. As we come up and Arch, this crowd, you can just send. Eddie Pinheiro hit from this one from 35. 20. Here on the game appeared to re-aggravate that Arch. His 34-7.
Over and, they just hacking downfield outside the
Raiders just 168 yards. Again, it's Jackson right in the middle of the. Minshew's going to work from the gun here. Adams just trying to get him into space.
Here you'll see that neither safety Lonnie injury. Fuller is questionable with a.
But it's a tough break. On touchdown catch. And meantime, their training camp preseason catch. Shaq Thompson crowd.
Yeah, and this offense is kind of what play to Tucker down the football field. It's been all.
Or the breakout, and he has come here. And how about that
in 2021? And
a chance to build on his 20-point lead. And it's Johnson again. That's a lead bench that 0-8 start in 29. And then he basically his 1 year stops Dallas, Chicago, and so far.
Really, it's to not get a chance of some productive
in his 1 year in New Orleans. Felt like it was Jameis's team.
Yep.
Underneath to Hubbard. Hubbard, boy, he's been a lead.
These
Andy Dalton. Back he goes to Johnson. Best passing game of the season. And he is still down now. The Athletic. Just hate to see this. Epps, one of the stars coming over in free agency from Philadelphia. Marcus Epps quickly as we can. Second year for Epps with the Eagles. And boy, this is Turnerton and company rolling again. Left in the quarter. Hubbard. Panthers. Pearson, Patrick Graham. Hubbard lost their hats. Looks like Hobbs.
I love how Hobbs.
Quarter lead. It's been a long time. As we begin the fourth quarter here at Allegiant, still working the sidelines. Dalton over 300 yards, 3 touch doing his dance. Hubbard looking for Carolina played with a lead. Played with a lead in the fourth. Looking down at that play sheet. Bird. Palomar.
That's this drive. In this game, the team effort today.
Bennett, no flat.
But this is right now. If you're the Raiders, 7.
You have 22 on third down. Look at what they've done. Put some air under it. Back of the end zone. Palomar had a chance. There is.
Yep.
What's the
beat on the number?
It was
the 1 yard line. Automatic first.
It's the 5th penalty against fake handoff. Back of the end zone. Boy, Christian Wilkins applying them
right in his face.
Christian Wilkins becoming high with those 9 sacks. It's a great point. One play. Las Vegas Raiders. Touchdown of his career. And Dave Canale. Dalton protected. Bayless stayed right on the back. Chalk.
The position on Merritt, the safety.
The Carolina team that limped into town have scored 26 here at home in week 3 as we go down.
Make a smile off of Andy Dalton. A lot of football.
Aditi, they made back to Charlotte as Trey Tuck was just trying to get anything going offensively. A pick. Minshew quick to lift after his defense.
But they've been all level of play. They've smothered the whole 2 weeks he had in the road, and they just put it on the Raiders.
Crosby had such a small.
Seen any Raiders make
any scrimmage.
But if you notice, they had the big play defenders.
Oh, but everyone's covered. Finally gets. It's going to have a first down and more. Madison picks up 20.
Was the scramble drill. And a lot of escape lanes to try.
Minshew here. This will be impressive. Obviously, the stats have been incredible. Able to get open in space with that kind of
the natural feel for playing the game.
Stu his reads near side of the field. Gets it to Mutt.
And gets some points.
Week. Obviously, a long way. The first touchdown catch. Looking back. And what a 2-place team. Catch.
Yep.
Both early stages, fourth quarter. Thought maybe an onside kick, but two should. Taken over. Zone and a touchback. Game show from New York. We'll have all the scores. Completely flip the script for Carolina. We saw the reports for the foreseeable future.
Hard if you keep having games where you have
a first down. His defense trying to hold him to a 3 and out.
Start. Offense number 62.
Exactly. After the Dalton to defense from Nate Hobbs. Keep the
big Nate Hobbs to get the Panthers offense off.
Circumstances. 20 left to play in regulation. Tucker's going to play it off of bounds. There is a flag thrown.
In the kick. Holding. It's down.
And that is where fires Adams.
And make him drive.
Mike J. What appeared to be a clear miss.
He's running a hitch. For Gardner Minshew or this
NFL. They lose Derek. This is exactly the.
They haven't count for Diontae Johnson, and they've done a great job.
Crosby Arch hobbles off the field. He wasn't right from the start. Aches for 98 yards.
Catch and exploit those.
Hubbard coming game for Hubbard. It's unlike you to deflect the comment. Chuba Hubbard cuts. Carolina still, of course, waiting for their rookie running schedule. But Hubbard was so picking up right where he left off. 3rd and 4 here in Las Vegas. Now the Carolina Panthers
been 430. Just what
for this team, and then 21-point Carolina lead. Was time expired.
Back in the NFL this season.
Eddie Piñeiro's kick back. Looks like Gardner Minshew and O'Connell. Climbs the pocket and complete. 2nd and 1, and O'Connell
the ground. And you know, as I look at running the football, the Chargers
for a little bit in the first half that they had the running as they will quickly start to make preparation side of the field for the Raiders. It's a pickup of 6.
The Panthers credit. They big play. They never allowed anything.
The exception of that 4th quarter, Arch. It's finishing touches on this win here in week 3 as we are now inside of 3 minutes left.
Brown, you think, you know, who are going to wreak havoc up front.
Really the only blemish today. Certainly hope for the best for him. Boy, that 1-week turnaround for an NFL team is just mind-boggling. Booming with confidence.
Dalton here in the last couple of seasons. You couldn't have scripted it any.
O'Connell getting some run here down to home for Cincinnati next week. Boy, what from the gun that nearly to the end zone.
Sure, he's able to escape, and
Prince player at Purdue. The struggles from Minshew. Game in Dallas. For the onside kick, able to declare in the 4th quarter. A timeout here, so they're going to redo the kick.
The wisdom.
Sanders, long time coming since they got a win.
Pretty good defense this year.
And they will head home to Dalton, making his first